Call Legacy.
Or scrap your old furnace for a brand new high-efficiency one.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
And with no payments, no interest for 1 year on your new furnace, it's gotta be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
September, back to class and back to carting the kids around. Good news. Until the end of the month at Wolf GMC Buick, get GMC employee pricing on all remaining 2025 GMC Sierras, so you'll have loads of room. Plus, get 0% financing on Sierra light-duty crew cabs. If you're eyeing up an SUV, we have the completely redesigned GMC Terrain and our entire Buick family with incredible prices. And Costco members up to $1,200 additional off the price. Come see us, corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road.
Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Every morning, you look in the mirror and see less of yourself. Hair loss can feel like losing a part of who you are.
But it doesn't have to be that way. Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. At Advanced Hair and Skin Surgery, we understand the pain of hair loss. Our advanced hair restoration solutions won't just bring back your hair, they'll help you face the mirror with confidence.
Good morning, you sexy beast. Visit drvanceelliott.com today because it's time to be the man you remember.
This is Sports 1440 and the all-new Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
Good morning. Thank you guys for tuning in to Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas with you here. We've also got Sam, the intern, and Joshua Fenwick keeping us going online and on the radio. Thank you for tuning in once again. Check us out. If you're not listening on the radio, iHeartRadio, our website. You can also check out TuneIn, Radio Player Canada. If you want to watch us, you're like, oh, I like sports radio, but I'd rather watch sports radio, YouTube. Sports 1440 AM. You can also find us on Facebook, X, and Instagram. Make sure you give us a sub, give us a like, a thumbs up, all those sorts of things. We do appreciate it. Check the podcast as well if you miss anything. Apple, Spotify, Google, all the good stuff. The text line, 1-833-401-1440. Fantasy Frenzy is brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc. Go pay him a visit, tell him we sent you, and grab yourself, I'd say a 20-bagger. Maybe a little more, 50. Either way, 50 might be the best one because it's going to last you the ride home and then a little bit longer, but not too much longer because you will crush it. We welcome in Brandon Douglas, our lovely co-host here on the program. Brandon, the pride of Delburn, what's up?
Good morning, Connor. How are you? I see you once again brought in some baked treats.
Yeah.
I'm attempting to use the toaster oven for the first time. I've carefully set Low Tide and our buddy Dean Thorpe from over at CFCW. As I left, I said, if this light's on fire, stop it.
What?
To toast a bagel. I'm trying to toast a bagel.
We're going to evacuate in like 10 minutes because they're not going to notice.
It's on a timer.
Okay.
So that's a start, I think. But I don't really know. I've never used a toaster oven before, to my memory. So I don't really know what temperature to put it at or settings. Set it on toast. Seems appropriate, I think.
There's this app called Too Good to Go, and it allows you essentially to pick up what they say is day-old product from local businesses, and I can't stop buying it. It's $5.
It's simply too good.
Yeah, but also, like, I love the thrill of it all. Like, what's it going to be?
It's like the mystery. Well, it is a literal mystery box, but it's kind of like, do you want this boat or this mystery box? It's like, well, we got to take the mystery box. It could be anything. Even a boat.
Yeah. And, like my wife and I bring it home and I like, what is it? Big reveal. Oh, it's 2 breadsticks and a donut. Yeah. Big fail.
Connor's version of like ripping packs, I think is what they call it, right? If you're like a card collector.
Yeah.
Connor's version of that, rather than opening and looking for a Connor McDavid rookie card with a piece of authentic jersey in it, He's just like, I'd love to get a donut in my mystery box today.
We got a brownie today. Oh, that's a big one. Well, and then I bring the rest to you. Like yesterday, they gave me the box full, and then they threw in 4 muffins. Now, were they the top selling muffins? Of course not, because those sell.
A couple brands,
but
brands in there.
A free muffin's a free muffin. When you work in radio, you don't ask questions. You just take it and eat it, and get the substance required.
Like yesterday, we got a drop off from our good friends at McDonald's.
Yeah.
The new McVeggie.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a whole bunch of them. You brought them here in the studio and offered them to the collection.
And I could tell who's a radio person and who's not.
You condemned a couple of the young bucks in here based on like true radio people never turn down free food.
You just grab it and eat it.
And listen, I'm not a huge I'm not a vegetarian. I have no need to eat a McVeggie. I can get a quarter pounder or a Big Mac or a junior chicken. But you got to try it.
Yeah.
I've long said, like, don't knock something until you try it, whether that's a genre or type of music, an artist, a movie, whatever, or food. Like, oh, I hate that plant-based stuff. Well, have you ever even tried it? How do you know? So I tried it and it's fine. Would I go out of my way to order that specifically? No, I'm going to order a quarter pounder or a Big Mac or a junior chicken.
The visual surprised me because you bite into it and the patty's green.
It's pretty green.
But taste-wise, it wasn't bad. Like you, I don't have a need to eat it. So I'll go for whatever it might be. Mm-hmm. Quarter pounder, Big Mac, junior chicken. But brought into the studio. Low Tide declined. Low Tide,
he's on air. He can't maybe scarf it down in a couple
married,
minutes.
Yeah,
he's watching his
keep it trim. Declan, of course, veteran radio guy. Yeah, I need that. 2 young kids over here haven't gone through the radio struggle yet, so they don't know. But it's coming. It's coming, boys.
It's so evident in this is a radio building. There's 4 radio stations that operate here. If there is a box of donuts or Timbits or whatever food, like a bag of beef jerky, when we have some from Wilhock, it's like piranhas in a frenzy. The writers, the producers, the on-air people, everyone gets word of it that there's something up for grabs. They swarm.
Trent did his big drop-off once for us.
Oh.
And I remember people that had never spoke to me once were like, oh, jerky.
I heard there's beef jerky over here.
Yeah, grab some.
I'm Connor, by the way.
Nice to meet you. This is Wilhock beef jerky. They're like, yeah, we know who it is, Conrad. And they just grab their stuff and walk away. I was talking to Susan, our general manager, yesterday, and she's like, hey, who's the Timbit Bandit? I was like, I don't know what you mean. She's like, I brought in a 50-pack yesterday for the performance we had. And I left and I came back and they were all gone. And I'm like, a 50-pack of Timbits. Now, I was exonerated because I wasn't
in the building yet. Right hand up. I had 1.
So you had 1. Josh, you had any Timbits yesterday? You had 2. Sam, 1. Okay, well, that's not that bad. So it wasn't us. Oh, is that the real number? Josh put up a 10. Which I would believe. Someone had to do it. But yeah, she's like, oh, okay, they just went really fast. And I thought 50 would last long. I said, you would think so, but as you mentioned, piranhas. Some sports. Oilers in action tonight, Duke. McDavid and Draisaitl going to play with the Kraken in town.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, preseason becomes a little bit more interesting with those 2 players jumping on the ice. Looking forward to it. I know a lot of the people have kind of shared their opinions on whether or not that's a good idea to have McDavid and Draisaitl play on the same line. I saw the social media clip of Declan and Low Tide talking about how it was a pushback from the coach to the GM, which I thought was a bit of an overreaction. I think
bold.
I think Chris Knobloch trying to win. I think that's probably the goal here. I don't love it myself in the playoffs. Like when the games start to matter, I want McDavid and Draisaitl to drive their own line. But I'm intrigued by it to start the season off there. If it is going to be Trent Frederick, man, what a benefactor he could be playing on that top line with McDavid and Draisaitl. Everyone else has to step up. And I am quite confident that once Zach Hyman returns to the lineup, things go back to normal. And, Draisaitl drops down to 2 or 1B when it comes to the lines, and we'll see who plays with him. But, yeah, that's something to watch out for tonight. Nuge probably going to anchor line 2 during the regular season here. But I'm looking forward to this one, Duke. I know it's not your team, but when you look at this Oilers roster in the preseason, there's the big names. And, a lot of times I feel like we look at rookies, and Savoy and obviously the Iceman, Ike Howard. Thank you. They garner a lot of the attention, but you also have some free agent European players that came over and guys who've had success in their respective leagues. So it's kind of a nice mix of things to watch out for. And in these games, you would hope that those guys stand out because, especially at home games, you're going to be playing probably weaker competition from the opponent, and you're going to have a stacked lineup.
Yeah, there's obviously the big names, right? Ekholm and Bouchard both playing. You mentioned McDavid, Draisaitl, and Frederick. The projected top line to open the season was Zach Hyman, still recovering from wrist surgery. But there are other names across tonight's lineup that really intrigue me. A couple guys playing back to back, including Quinn Hudson, who had a goal last night in Winnipeg. The defenseman Lepinen. I thought a little slower start last night, but really got stronger as the game went along. And then, the second pairing, it's a guy that we had a one-on-one interview Carius did the other day with Alec Regula.
Mm-hmm.
This is a player that hasn't played in, we're talking a year's time, kind of banged up a little bit, but there's enough there that the Oilers were interested to sign him to an extension, right? Like, never really seen him play, claim him off waivers, and then go from there. So that's a Bo Akey, former kind of top pick by the Oilers, a second rounder from a few seasons ago. There's plenty of things to keep eyes on tonight outside of the big names, which will, of course, draw the most attention, I think. How does this new look top line mesh? How does Trent Frederick fit? Can he be a plug-and-play option in lieu of Zach Hyman? Similar type profile, is a little bigger, but, doesn't shy away from the rough stuff, gets physical, has scored 17, 18 goals before, playing with good line mates. So, well, let's see how he fares. And like you said, what should be maybe not Seattle's A-list group of players coming to town tonight.
Yeah, we'll have to see who they end up bringing. We had a text come in here from Husks. He said, hey, Duke, how many Guns N' Roses songs could you play in a row? Is that regarding his intro songs?
Well, Husk, I'm not on the board today. We got the young intern, and he was on the board for 3 hours of the Carey show this morning as well. And I know is November Rain a GNR song?
Yeah.
So he played that already once in the Carey show. Bit of a slow one, in my opinion, for a break intro, but
sick guitar intro, like 7 minutes into the song.
Yeah, that's a little long to get into it. But these are lessons for the intern to learn about what are good break intro songs and what maybe aren't. But he clearly on a GNR kick today. I'm not going to condemn him for it.
I mean, for me, when it comes to GNR, 3 songs I'll play.
Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah.
Paradise City, right? That's the title of it. And then, I don't know, those are probably the only 2 I would play.
Sweet Child of Mine.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Of course.
Love November Rain, love Civil War. Like, there's other songs, but, those are the ones I go for. Live and Let Die is another one I like. Knocking on Heaven's Door, if you're feeling a little casual. Slowing it down a little bit. But, I only play 3 GNR songs. Personally. Millwood's Gravy. Appreciate I think you should leave reference. Simply too good.
Yeah, I was just in the middle of texting it back. I use that line way too much, both on the show and elsewhere, but the line is simply too good to not use frequently.
Yeah.
It's a classic. It's so funny.
Such a good show.
Gotta find a way to make money on this.
Now, I can't wait to watch Tim Robinson.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see his new HBO show.
The Chair Company.
Well, I've just seen like little teasers for it. I don't even know what it's called, but it's on HBO.
Did you watch his the Friends one?
No,
with Paul Rudd.
I didn't see it.
I hadn't seen it either.
I don't know what happened. Jordy says, guys, it's going to get interesting to see the new and improved Skinner. I'm with you, Jordy.
Slim Skin, Skinny Skinner.
Is that what they call him?
I just coined that. Feel free to use it. Trademark
Skinny
pending.
Skinner?
Skinny Skinner. Slim Skinner.
Slim Skinner. I mean, it's weight loss. I guess in theory should help for health long term. A little weight loss on the joints. That's good. Side to side movement, which I know people have noted as a knock in his game. I would assume that helps out a little bit. And we're talking, a millisecond could be the difference between a goal or not. So, yeah, I mean, that's a good storyline to watch out for this year. Mike says the real Slim Skinny. Cat Tat says Stuart Skinnier. I like that one, actually. Stuart Skinnier. Yeah, it's going to be something to watch out for this year. I think we know, officially, not officially, that there was some potentially looking for a new goalie in the offseason. Nothing was there.
Some exploratory moves.
Yeah, some discussions, and nothing happened, obviously. Stuart Skinner, I think, probably have some good motivation there for him this season and to get that next contract as well. Text from RBS. I'm getting impatient with Genty and need a running back. Do you think Judkins who's outproduced Genty in less games, is a good trade-off, or do I wait on Genty? I'm 0-3 in that league, so I need to start winning now.
I think for the time being, Judkins is the better option.
Yeah.
Cleveland's defense has been the best in the league through 3 weeks. It's crazy. And as a result, they probably won't get so far behind in games, even though their offense isn't very good, that they're not going to completely abandon running the ball. And it's only his second game, but Judkins kind of already looks up to speed, taking over the backfield, I think. So at this stage, until Genty and more importantly his offensive line starts to play a little better, I think Judkins is probably the safer play for the time being.
I would think so too. I feel like I've been a little bit more reserved in my criticisms of Genty because people will just say, well, you're a Chargers fan. You hate the Raiders.
Which is true.
But I haven't been as high on him. Just the factors there. Like the offensive line is not very good.
It's so bad.
Like the defensive lines are crushing them. Like he has nothing to work with. They've got to find creative ways to get the ball in his hands. Like they threw the ball out once to him. He made Derwin James miss. That's not easy. A couple spin moves. Like he's obviously a talented player, but I think situationally, like you say, the Browns, they can kind of linger in games. The Raiders defense, outside of Max Crosby, has a lot of holes.
Yeah.
And teams can put up points, and then all of a sudden, like you don't want to
now,
abandon
then
the run
you're just
game.
trying to turn Geno Smith loose, and he's throwing
But they
3
kinda
picks in a
do.
game.
Yeah. Well, and then like when they beat the Patriots, what did he do? He threw for 350 yards.
He had a great night.
Like they should be running the football. They should be going through Genty, but they aren't. So if it's a keeper league, I think I'd hang on to him. But
I'm not ready to completely cut bait on Genty. Like to me, he's a very typical rookie bench stash until things get going. And if it still doesn't in, week 6, 7, then you entertain maybe the notion. Like how many, if you're in a 12-team league and each team has to have 2 running back slots, right? That's 24 bona fide RB1s that are out there. Are there 24 bona fide RB1s across the NFL? There's quite a few teams that use split backfield. So even if Genty's production isn't there, he is uncontested in the backfield, like for reps.
Yeah.
So that has value in and of itself.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, so many teams, like it's 1A,
The
1B,
Texans.
yeah, and you never really know who you are going to get. Stuart Slimmer from Northside. Titan just on the topics of GNR, Night Train, Mr. Brownstone, a couple of GNR songs that should be added to the mix. Just don't play Get in the Ring or you might lose your job. I don't know the specific lyrics of that, but I would trust the Stingray library to censor it.
That is the benefit, that any song that is in the system, you can trust it's either censored or if it's not there, there's a reason it's not there.
Or it'll say, do not play on the radio.
DNP.
You always got to preview with our songs because sometimes you'll just have like
Those fun little bumpers over them.
Well, I'm really feeling Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. And then it's like mixed with Blue Jays highlights for some reason. What are you doing? Nikki Northside says, I knew Yahoo giving me an A+ for the Fantasy Frenzy draft was a curse. Currently 0-3. Yeah. I think like my consensus drafts were D+. I'm 3-0, 2-1, and 1-2. So 1-2 team probably deserved it. Not a very good one. But yeah. Don't trust the Yahoo rankings. I don't know what are the grades. I don't know what they do. I dare you to play Civil War as an intro and not get some attention. On another note, Stuart Skinner undefeated this year. Yeah, baby. Don't you love the beginning of the
that's not
sports
be
season?
The intro of his debut preseason?
Tell me he's wrong though.
Good point. But hey, tell me I'm wrong. Stuart Skinner winless.
Yeah,
on the season.
It's true. Should we talk about that as well?
A 0 save percentage. That's not good.
But goals against average.
Also 0. So tough.
MTR. Yeah, Mason Graham, the linebacker, Carson Schweissinger, rookies for the Browns from UCLA and Michigan are fantastic. I couldn't believe how good they were against Green Bay. And you know what? Like people knocked the Mason Graham pick and like, oh, he threw up in training camp. That's like the down part of this social media age. Like, oh, yeah. So he
overanalyzed.
He went to camp and it was hot and he got sick. Oh, he must be a terrible football player. No other football player's ever gotten sick on the field before. Yeah, he's a freak. Yeah, I like the Browns draft. We talked about it. Like, it was weird at some points because, you draft Dylan Gabriel and then you draft Shador. But the Browns, they got some good pieces. Adding that to that defensive front, really good. Before we get to break here, Rayner says, I was down 50 points this week until Jackson and Gibbs won it for me. I took Jackson in the third round and got laughed at. That's where that ends. But I would say, who's laughing now? If you're winning football games, it doesn't matter. Hey, guys, would you dress Jackson Dart this week instead of Tyler Pollard or Jalen Warren, or leave them on the bench and see what he does and maybe start him next week against a more favorable matchup? I'm probably biased. You know what? Here's what I'll say about the Chargers defense is that I think they can give up the big play. And then quarterbacks have just missed them. Mahomes got them once.
1 out of 3, was it, on those deep bombs to Thornton?
I think so, yeah. Bo Nix was like 0 for 3, 0 for 4. The play was there, though. The Chargers can be beat deep. I think their safety play outside of Derwin James without Elijah Molden is not ideal. Alohi Gilman, a cerebral player, I'd say, makes the right things, but can be beat over the top. Yeah, there's potential for Malik Neighbors to have a big game this week. Jackson Dart can throw the ball. So we'll see how the offensive line plays. The Chargers, front 4, front 7 can be nasty. It could go terribly wrong, but I still think there's a gleam. There's a chance that he puts up a couple points. Now, more than Jalen Warren, Tony Pollard, or Tyler Warren?
I gotta be Jalen Warren.
Well, there's Tyler Pollard or Jalen Warren.
Tyler.
Let us know.
Steven Tyler. We were talking
Aerosmith.
Adjacent to GNR.
Same-ish genre, yeah. Let us know for sure, but Tony Pollard. Okay, that's what it was supposed to be. Pollard or Warren.
I would not be starting Jackson Dart in this matchup over one of those running backs. Like Jalen Warren, everybody was worried about him because of Caleb Johnson coming in. And then Caleb Johnson makes one of the dumbest low IQ plays possible on a Mike Tomlin team. That gets you in a doghouse. He's not going to be afforded any just free opportunities. I would play either Pollard or Warren over Dart in this matchup for the quarterback.
It seems safer. But
and then, hey, if Dart looks competent next week against the Saints, I think that's a spot I would start him or could start him.
Yeah, might be a good wait and see moment. The thing is,
throwing him in there first start against a really tough opponent seems like you're asking for a tough night.
We analyze our favorite teams probably more than anything. Oilers fans can attest to that. When I see the Chargers, I've seen some things in my 20 years as a fan. So I'm like, could he come in and have some success as a rookie? They've actually played well against rookies in their history. Killed Nathan Peterman. Did pretty good against Josh Allen. Back in I think he debuted against the Chargers as well. So we shall see. The safer move would be running back. Let's quickly take a break. When we come back, more of your texts are rolling in here, 1-833-401-1440. You can also get into the chat on YouTube at Sports 1440 AM. It is Fantasy Frenzy, brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Edmonton Elks Indigenous Celebration is back, presented by No Frills, September 27th versus the Saskatchewan Roughriders, featuring Indigenous dance and drum halftime performances, pregame makers market, and the unveiling of our brand new Indigenous gear. Tickets at goelks.com.
God said, I need somebody to get up before dawn, milk cows, work all day in the fields, milk cows again, eat supper, go to town, and stay all night at a meeting of the school board. So God made a farmer.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. We are so thankful God made a farmer. For the month of September, it is our goal to feed 500 families. With every vehicle sold, we will feed a family of 4. So please help us reach our goal. Visit us online at northgategm.com.
While the players gear up for the new season, make sure you gear up your snack game with Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Okay, this jumbo bag of beef jerky should last the preseason.
Whoa. Will Hawk has more than just beef jerky. There's smoked sausage and pepperoni products, too.
Well, how about we have jerky for Eastern opponents and pepperoni sticks when we face the Western teams?
Now that sounds like a Will Hockey game plan.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky, because you don't win games with salad. Only available in Leduc.
Listen up, because you're not going to want to miss this. Right now is your chance to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantor. proudly delivering world-class hydraulic torque wrenches in Canada since 2016. I'm thrilled to announce our in-house production of tool components and accessories for faster turnarounds and enhanced versatility. The future is here at Cantor.com.
Work never gets done by standing around. You have to put your words into action. And that's exactly what GS Construction does every single day. Our priorities are safety first, quality second, efficiency third. GS Construction works hard. It's true. But first comes the care, the planning, and the people. Underground infrastructure isn't just about machines and trenches and some traffic inconveniences. It's about doing things right. Find out more on what we do. Visit gsconstruction.ca.
Silent Ice Sports and Entertainment is an innovative market leader across Western Canada with sports and entertainment properties including the Spruce Grove Saints, the Junior Prospects Hockey League, Silent Rides Charter Company, the Hockey Super League, and the newly launched Female Super League. Silent Ice also owns the Western Hockey League's Seattle Thunderbirds and operates the Morinville AAA Arena. The Silent Ice Center, a new state-of-the-art entertainment facility, is open in Nisku, which features 2 sheets of ice, including a 1,600-seat arena and a restaurant with a viewing area.
While the players gear up for the new season, make sure you gear up your snack game with Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Okay, this jumbo bag of beef jerky should last the preseason.
Whoa. Will Hawk has more than just beef jerky. There's smoked sausage and pepperoni products, too.
Well, how about we have jerky for Eastern opponents and pepperoni sticks when we face the Western teams?
Now that sounds like a Will Hockey game plan.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky, because you don't win games with salad. Only available in Leduc.
The pedigree of a championship team is solid planning. Set yours with Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas. This is Edmonton's only sports radio station, Sports 1440.
Presented by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
What a voice. Welcome back. It's Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Also streaming on Sports 1440 AM on YouTube. Also our Facebook, X, Instagram account. I wonder what the numbers are on Instagram. Someone like scrolling through and then we just pop up for a second and they're just like, no thanks. And they continue on their stories. If you are watching on Instagram, hit that fire emoji or something like that. I don't think anyone watches on Instagram. But it's good that we're there just in case. You never know. You never know who's scrolling through their phone right now and tuning in. The text line, 1-833-401-1440 if you'd like to get in on the conversation. Also, big shout out to our sponsor, Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online, willhawkbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc. I'm Connor Halley. He's Brandon Douglas. We've got Josh Fenwick and Sam the intern along for the ride as well, keeping us on track on the streams and the radio dial. Lots of text rolling in here. As per usual, we'll dive back in for elksnation.ca, 2 weekly podcasts with Eddie Steele and Declan Kruger. One of them, Grey Cup champion. The other, tackle Chuba Hubbard.
To critical acclaim.
It was a good play, good read. It was grade 10 Chuba Hubbard, and Declan was in grade 12, so play that was expected of him to make, but he went on and did his job. And they talk Elks twice a week. You can get the podcast wherever you get your podcast from or on YouTube. Also, head to elksnation.ca. Check out the articles as well. Declan's writing his pieces, as is Gregor. Lots of good content. They do giveaways and stuff, so go check them out. It's Elks Nation. Dwayne says, hey, guys, how did Ike Howard look in last night's game? Saw he got a power play goal. It almost looked like he fanned on that one.
You think so?
I don't know. It was from the side wall. Kind of got it maybe the camera just threw me off or something. He's a shooter.
Shoot.
That's
he
what he's going to do.
From a premier power play spot. Really nice pass from Ron Nugent-Hopkins on the play. So it's an interesting element that if he sticks with the big club, at least to start the year, we know what the power play 1 unit is. There's a spot available on it with Zach Hyman being absent.
Yep. Probably net front presence.
Do I expect Ike Howard to fill that spot? No. But could Ike Howard be a trigger man over on that flank on a second power play unit? I have to think the coaching staff would be interested in it. Otherwise, why trot him out there in a preseason game on aforementioned unit? So,
not playing tonight, though.
No. A few more veterans and because I don't think Savoy's playing tonight either, right? I just closed the tab that had the lineup in it. It's the big names, and then a couple like Clattenburg will be back in the lineup.
I can tell you it all if you want.
You got it?
I got it.
Just rundown.
Also, I mean, if you're watching on YouTube, I know I turned my mic off so the radio people don't hear me cough. If you're hearing me cough, I apologize.
Whoops.
It's technology. Up front, Draisaitl, McDavid, Frederick. You've got Janmark with Lamar. Curtis Lamar. Curtis Lazar, Oil Kings legend. Hudson. Third line will be Mangiapane, Tomasek, and Jarventi. Hamlin, Szymanski, Clattenburg, who opened some eyes with his physical play on the fourth line. Then you've got Ekholm with Bouchard, Lappinen, and Regula. That's a pairing I'll be watching. Millman, Akey, and then Skinner between the pipes. So, it's a pretty heavy top-end lineup. It's going to be a fun one, Duke. I think people, if you're heading down to this game tonight, you're going to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, it feels like hockey's back. We're talking Oilers. I turned on my heat in the car today for the first time.
Oh, I've had the heated seat drive in for a couple mornings in the past few weeks.
I will say it quickly got too hot, and then I put my window down. I love that.
You are a documented fan of that combination.
Heat on, windows down. It's honestly such an elite combo. But yes, hockey coverage, it's going to be great. And of course, hey, Sports 1440 pre and post game shows returning with Andrew Walker, Donovan Paulson, and all their guests that come along with it. Headlined by Landon Ferraro, who's actually going to be a regular on the Jason Gregor show this year. So we're really excited about that as well. Yeah, Duke, you jealous?
Is that it's another person you just booked, and now it's like faux pas for me to have him on the morning show. Now, listen, has that stopped me in the past from booking certain guests? No, but it makes me feel slightly worse about it.
The beef between shows. Oh, they had him on.
They snaked my guest.
St. Albert Kevin says, hey guys, are you going to have a fantasy hockey pool coming up? Yeah, actually, we should probably get on that sooner than later. It'll be what we've done in years past. Unlimited, people can join, box style. You just pick one player per group, and then it's season long. Injuries can tank you. That could happen, but it's just the simplest way for us to do it. If you do want to get in on that, let's say, when does this regular season start? October 4th. My gosh. 7th. It's a Wednesday, in fact. We'll probably do it later this week. We'll give you guys all the full information. As we always do, charitable aspect. Half the money will go to a charity. The other half will go to the winner at the end. No prize for second place. Only top spot. That's how it works in our leagues. But yes, we will be doing that later on. Tiger says, hey guys, I keep hearing that Watson is going to be playing this year for Cleveland. Tiger. I mean, I saw a video of him like rehabilitating, and the response from Browns fans was like, oh, cool. And then like turning away. Like, we don't care. I don't think they want him there. And maybe we'll see. Maybe another team will take a chance on him in that guaranteed money. Brian says, Pickard has been played half a game and 0 goals against. Go Picks. The numbers don't lie. Good morning, Fantasy Frenzy from King of Fort Nasty. I found Sterling Shepard on the waiver wires available. I dropped Mims and put Shepard in and dressed. Figured he's some targets with Evans out. Do you agree with this transaction? Yeah, I would. Chris Godwin still working his way back. Mike Evans not going to play. You're not going to just totally change your style. You're still going to throw the football. I think Sterling Shepard in the past has been a pretty good option. So I think Emeka Egbuka, all of a sudden his value jumps up. But I think Sterling Shepard, if you're a wide receiver needy team, is a good addition this week.
I think that's a very savvy pickup, actually.
Savvy.
Quite sharp.
RBS just talking about his Genty Judkins trade. Need someone to push me over the edge on this trade. I'm stuck. Well, it's not an easy one because the upside for Genty is there. Like we know how good he can be. I just think for 1 year in this system, it might not be there. The Raiders, God love them, need to invest in offensive line. Like that.
Well, they drafted guy out of Oregon last year,
Austin Powers Jackson,
something like that. Thought it was Jackson Powers Johnson.
It's not as good as Austin Powers Jackson. He's got a hyphenated last name. I apologize. I should know it.
But wasn't he a center in college and he's playing guard?
And they moved
but he has to bounce. He's bounced around the O-line a little bit. So tough spot for a young player learning it. A new offense this year with Pete Carroll coming in, Chip Kelly, the OC.
Yeah.
Fresh off a national championship. So it's not an easy spot to be in, but that's about been their only notable investment, I think, in the offensive line.
And I think like they got to get the quarterback of the future as well, and then go beef up that offensive line. And they're going to have cap space, so it's all about investing. And I would think, from what we hear, a lot of offensive linemen prefer run blocking. So if you're going to make that your identity, maybe you bring in some nasties to play those guard spots and go from there. Rainer says, what do I do with Marvin Harrison Jr.? My backups are a little thin. Devontae Smith, Cooper Kupp, and Rashee Rice. Well, Devontae Smith, I'm a big fan of him. Rashee Rice, when
and
he
the
back,
Eagles showed us in the second half last week that they can actually throw the ball and have a passing offense.
Have you seen the video of his fiance
and the security guy doing a pretty quick 180?
Full 180. Yeah, not discreet at all.
Tough gets caught on camera. Who amongst us hasn't done something similar? But we're not an NFL field where there's cameras every 3 feet.
Yeah, you got to watch out for that. I think he probably rides with Marvin Harrison Jr. for a little bit longer. I don't know.
It's tough.
He was supposed to be can't miss. And it's not looking
well.
great.
The one drop he had on Sunday was so bad. Is there such a thing as being too open?
Well, we've seen it. Quentin Johnson would have caught that.
Good players have drops all the time.
They're also targeted a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think with your current situation, you have to keep him. If I'm going to make a move, I'm probably waiting for week 7 when you get Rashee Rice back. Unless you can swing another deal. But yeah, you got, I think, hoping for the best for Marvin Harrison that he can kind of bounce back. Redman from Stoney says, start or Stroud for Superflex. Kalen Williams is my QB1. Need help on the other end. Well, I've expressed my thoughts on Jackson Dart, and this week I think he could hit on a couple deep passes. It could happen, but there's also some risk. When you're looking at CJ Stroud, man, what a polarizing figure he's going to be as the season rolls on here. They get Tennessee. It's not a great matchup.
It's a pretty good defense, actually, in Tennessee with a good front. And the Texans' issue is primarily their offensive line. I would still be riding with CJ Stroud here just because I think there's even last week, right? They lose the game. What was it? 17-10 final to Jacksonville. Still had a touchdown pass, still had over I think it was like 220 yards passing. Now we did have a couple picks in the game. You would hope that those get cleaned up. So like in terms of a final fantasy line, like he's not winning you the week, but as your QB2 in a super flex, you can still do worse. Like I'm rolling with him as I'm in his exact same spot. Super flex. He's my second quarterback. First one's Justin Herbert though. So also didn't have a great week.
MVP.
Fantasy wise.
MVP. Through 3 weeks.
I would agree. Right up there with my boy Danny Dimes.
You're hit on it's the comment, but everybody thought it would be. Cord Oil says, I don't think that the Iceman fanned on it at all. He's just not Leon Draisaitl. That could be it. To be honest with you, I know we're in Edmonton and I should be putting more interest in the preseason, but it's still preseason to me. I can't get too into it. I'm not analyzing these things. I'm like, oh, good for him. Glad he scored. That's what he's got to do. Nikki Northside says, man, I love Sterling Shepard. I'm so happy he's got his career back on track and has stayed healthy. Yeah, I think a good player. If he stays healthy, he's in a good situation here. This could be really good for him, actually. Hopefully, takes advantage of it. Never thought I would be giving to charity just to needle radio hosts that I am better in a pool than them. Hashtag adult life level up from Northside Norm. Well, I mean, you're also donating to the winner. It's half the money goes to charity, and that's it. You know, people beat us, and they're like, oh, I thought you guys do this professionally. Like, yeah, but we're not perfect. We're not that good at it.
I'm just a man.
Just amateur hour.
I'm just a fat little boy.
Ankerton Boys says, do you guys think Carter Hart is playing the NHL by the new year? When he gets reinstated, he's allowed to play
first?
Is that when it is? I thought that's when he's allowed to. I thought it was longer than that.
I might have made that date up. Just in like I misrecalled.
Well, there was a bunch of different dates for it. It was like they can sign on this date, they can practice by this date, then they're reinstated. I thought it was like December. I'm going to say yes. I think he's going to be signed. We're work out. And then I think a team's going to want to give him a chance to play. Like, you're not going to sign him not to play him. And it might not be as a starter, but I think, in a couple weeks span or close to it, he'll get a start somewhere.
So, yeah, eligible to have contracts registered by October 15th. Won't be able to play until their suspensions end December 1st.
Yeah.
So December 1st, not November 1st. Yeah, I think it's likely he'd be on a team.
Yeah.
If you look at the group of players that are all in that group and what they'd actually accomplished in the NHL up to the point of their suspensions, there's an argument to make Carter Hart had the best track record, like the most defined track record. Now, Dylan Dubé was playing well with the Flames. Other than that, it was kind of a little bit of like toiling on bottom six units, things like that. So I think Hart would be a strong candidate to be the first to latch back on with an NHL team.
Yeah,
goalie's a premium position.
That's it.
Take a flyer on the guy. It's been very clearly indicated that he's looking south of the border. So fans here in Edmonton clamoring for the hometown guy with as big of a spotlight as the Oilers always have. You add in the trial and everything that preceded it. It would not be a good fit to be here.
St. Albert Kevin, this is a good question. Who are you starting? Broncos defense, who takes on Cincinnati, or the Bills defense, who takes on New Orleans? Both at home. Win-win. I don't think there's a bad pick here. For me, if I'm worried about one thing, it's that Jamar Chase and T. Higgins can absolutely go off.
And Jake Browning has shown competence. Now, he threw a couple picks again last week, and I guess that's in his cachet of likelihood. But those are still really talented receivers, playmakers. I'd be starting the team going up against the Saints.
Yeah,
10 times out of 10.
But I don't think it's a bad option. I mean, we're not going to probably see a repeat of what happened with the Vikings defense, but it was so bad. If I'm the Bengals, it's like, we're running screen passes. We're just got to get the ball into Jamar Chase's hands. Like, it doesn't have to be 7-8 yards down the field. Just get it to him. End around, swing it to him, whatever it takes. Steve from Adrosson says, hey guys, looking for your opinion on a starting quarterback, Stafford or Wentz? Was it just luck last week? Safe play is Stafford. Yeah, I would probably agree with you. Carson Wentz and the Minnesota Vikings. Now, they do get Jordan Addison back, which is a big addition. Now, in the Fantasy Frenzy League, he's in our starting lineup this week.
He's also coming off I don't know why, but I was able to put him on the IR in my keeper league. So he's been activated. I dropped some other scrub, and he's playing.
Stafford in Indianapolis against the Colts, a team that's been very good. I would lean to Stafford. I don't think it's going to be a huge difference in points, but I think Stafford will outproduce them. Duke, what do you think?
I think I'm with you. I am. I just think Matt Stafford is so good, and he's not as good as maybe he has been in years past. He's old. Father Time has taken his toll, but still got some really good weapons in Adams and Cup. Couple good running backs. I think Stafford is the safer play.
One more before break. King of Fort Nasty says Herbert's my main QB, but I have Williams in the flex spot. He went off last week. Yeah, and that's the Caleb Williams they drafted. That's what they're expecting. Love it for Rome Odunze owners and the DJ Williams owners and maybe Luther Bird and maybe Colson Loveland has not done much.
He got a little more involved on Sunday, but still not to it was Burden's real breakout game. DeAndre Swift has been pretty steady Eddie as the in the backfield, and he's a great pass catcher. Dunze more. So it's a crowded offense. I think Loveland is a great long-term play, but for the time being, probably not a starting fantasy tight end.
And Herbert this week, the interior of the offensive line for the Chargers, especially if Mekhi Becton's not going to play, he's got the concussion. Going up against Lawrence, Burns, Thibodeau, and Abdul Carter. I hope the Chargers beat them, and then they get Kayvon Thibodeau to hop on the plane and come back to LA and become a Charger right after the game. That's the dream. But it's going to be interesting. I like those quarterbacks, though, especially if you're going to keep those guys long-term. KOFN, that's not a bad spot to be in. We'll take a break. When we come back, I'll let you know what's coming up on the show with the Lowdown Flow Tide and the Jason Greger Show, plus some more text here, Slurpee Sean, and a couple others. It is Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440, streaming on our Facebook, YouTube, X, and Instagram accounts, brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Some people wake up and get dressed for work in a suit and tie or a nice dress. At GS Construction, we're less fashion forward and more putting our best foot forward. We wear hard hats and steel toe boots, and most importantly, we wear 50 years of experience with pride. It's not glamorous, it's definitely not easy, but it matters. We do it well. So if you'd like to be part of something where your work matters, GS Construction is hiring. Just remember, when you come for an interview, ditch the tie. See more at gsconstruction.ca.
Ah, Hawaii. The warmth of a golden sunset as the waves roll in. The freshness of a waterfall. The lush scent of tropical flowers in the air. You don't need to travel to enjoy all Hawaii has to offer. You just need to order pizza. Bring Hawaii home with the Aloha Trio, available for a limited time at Papa John's. Try our classic Hawaiian, super Hawaiian, or Hawaiian barbecue chicken for just $19.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, proudly locally owned and operated.
Coming up on Icy Road Drivers, Canadians face the repercussions of an early frost. Will this be a bump in the road, bring a stop to their journey? Or did they get an early reminder that it was time to beat the rush and schedule an expert service appointment at their local Toyota dealer? Because it's time to swap those tires, get that oil checked, and store those summer tires until warm days return. Book your appointment today and ready your Toyota for the road ahead.
Groceries, mortgage payments, family holidays, a new car. That's what profit shares look like for Vision Credit Union members. Each year, we return about 75% of our profits, $35 million last year, to the people who bank with us. Because at Vision Credit Union, when you're an owner, you get your share. Why not get yours? Learn how at whatsyourshare.ca. That's whatsyourshare.ca.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Edmonton's go-to station for all things sports is Sports 1440.
From Low Tide to Kevin Carriott and Jason Greger, we deliver the latest on your favorite teams.
Tune in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week
To Sports 1440.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 Triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the two best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
Every coach needs a game plan. Plan your fantasy frenzy with Halley and Douglas right here on Edmonton's Sports 1440.
Presented by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
$11:47. Thank you guys for tuning into Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas. We got Josh Fenwick and Sam, the intern, with us here today, taking a look at all your fantasy sports questions. We appreciate you tuning in from the bottom of our hearts. Genuinely. Tell your friends. We need it. Text line 1-833-401-1440. Shout out to everyone tuning in on YouTube as well. The show, as always, is brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at willhawkbeefjerky.com, only in Leduc. Slurpy Sean says, hey guys, me again. Is it time to sell high on Javonte Williams?
It's kind of tough to, like, he has shown no no relinquishing of the grip on the starting job. They drafted Jaden Blue. He's there. The offense in Dallas is good.
Yeah.
And yes, no CD Lamb now for, what was the timeline?
4 to 6.
4 to 6. Still got George Pickens. Still got guys down like Jake Ferguson, good pass catcher at the tight end spot. I think the offense is going to try and continue to roll as usual. And can Williams keep it up? In his history, it's usually been health. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be selling. I think that offense is going to continue to be one that puts up a lot of points.
Half-point PPR league this year for him. Like, pretty good numbers, 19.4, 22, and then last week, a down week, 9.7. This week, you get Green Bay. Best way to neutralize a good pass rush is to run at it. So I'm wondering, like, if that's going to be the attack. Like, let's run through it. I know injuries were a problem, but I've always had a soft spot for him because I think he can be a really good player. So my answer would be Slurpee Sean. If you have depth at running back, guys you believe you can keep going with here, yeah, and you can upgrade elsewhere, go for it. But if you don't and you have to stick with Javonte, I think that's totally good as well. And then MTR says, I think you guys are having a little back and forth here. Just talking about CJ Stroud.
MTR is trying to tell me that CJ Stroud sucks. And I refuse to believe it.
Duke defending his guy.
He said, I can't believe Duke keeps defending this guy. I said, he's still good. And then he asked, what is there to show that that's true? And I said, my model.
Yeah, the model does not lie.
The model is tried and true. Mostly.
Yeah, I'm hoping for him. It's early. Tough. Honestly, like, it's tough to do it consistently. Not all guys can. Not everyone's built that way. We'll see if he bounces back. Slurpee Sean says he has Gibbs and Taylor. Beautiful, beautiful drafting. I know a guy who has Gibbs and Taylor on his team.
I think Jonathan Taylor, like, just because of the past couple seasons, wasn't as prioritized as maybe the past few years where, like, we're 2-3 seasons away when he was like MVP type candidate for what he did in the backfield. Kind of lost a little standing.
Yeah.
And now he's I believe the leading fantasy player through 3 weeks in a PPR format.
And he's 26. Like, he's
so good.
And I think the big problem that we had the last couple of years was the quarterback play was inadequate, and
it made it easy to defend, right? Stack the box.
Yeah. If we're going to lose to the Colts, let's let Anthony Richardson beat us. And that was the method, and it was executed quite well. Hence the switch to Daniel Jones as your starter, and things change that way. So, hey, it's something that I think people could have seen coming, assuming that Daniel Jones was going to be a better player than Anthony Richardson, which, hey, I think we had our hesitations. Like, we were probably like, I don't know, but so far so good for the Jonathan Taylor drafters and Slurpee Sean. I guess my thing now would be, if you can upgrade, go for it. He says he wants Igbuka. Yeah, throw out that trade offer, see if you can get it. He's wide receiver 1 in Tampa for probably the next couple of weeks with Baker Mayfield. Might be tough to get him, but at some point, you know, Mike Evans is going to come back. Chris Godwin's going to come back, and maybe for that reason, you can prime away. I'll have to wait and see. Jimmy says, hey, Stroud was playing bad last year as well as this year. So I think he's had a long stretch of gain, or he hasn't really been productive besides his rookie year. But maybe your model is different. I picked him early last year in my draft because I thought he was going to be good. But I got rid of him and won my draft.
Hey, I held CJ Stroud all year, and I did not win in that league. That was after in his rookie season, I finished second. I came runner-up when he was my QB1. And that's in my super flex league, where, well documented, I've said 1,000 times, I am not a believer in going out and getting quarterbacks earlier than, like, if you're getting Allen Jackson in the top 5 or first round, sure, like those guys are the exception to the rule. After that, I think it's a pretty big cluster of a lot of others.
Yeah.
So is CJ Stroud a really productive fantasy quarterback? No, he's not. Like, in the track record of the past season and 3 weeks so far this year proves that. But Texans still won the division. I don't think they're as bad as an 0-3 record currently shows, but they clearly have some deficiencies on offense. It's a new coordinator, whole new offensive line. I hope, as a fan of the team, some kinks get worked out. Tennessee's an inferior opponent, even if they have a good defense. God, I already think the season's kind of in the tank, but it's a bad division. I think the Colts might still be a little voodoo magic here, to an extent.
Yeah. And just going back to, like, the quarterback thing, for me, it was, if I have a chance at Lamar, I had Joe Burrow in there, Jalen, or Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, if the quarterback run started and I was up, I would have taken one. Unfortunately, the quarterback run in every league I was in,
in the fantasy frenzy one, it was
way.
crazy.
So I was like, you know what? If I get Mahomes, obviously he's probably the fifth one off. People still believe he's going to regain those old numbers. But I was like Herbert, Baker Mayfield, Jordan Love, like that group of guys, I was okay with if it happened.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, in the majority of my leagues, I've gotten Baker or Herbert, and it's worked out okay.
Yeah.
MTR says Booker with a high ankle sprain for the Cowboys. So, yeah, that would obviously make things tougher to run the football. Green Bay, I mean, that's going to be an interesting matchup coming out that game against the Cleveland Browns, where they just let them linger and end up losing the football game. Like, had their chances too. Jordan Love made some questionable decisions. I brought it up a couple times. The Matthew Golden play along the sidelines where it's a 10-0 game. So I assume, going through mine, okay, catch the ball. My momentum's generally taking me that direction. I'll just run it out of bounds. But my goodness, like, he's an elite athlete. You're telling me he can't stop on a dime and turn it upfield? Because he could have. Like, I think he could have taken that one to the house. But in the situation, you're up by 10. You're probably not in a desperation mode at that point.
I don't know if you saw this, Connor, and maybe this is just my algorithm being that out of whack. There is still so many people tore up about the Browns beating the Packers on Sunday that I've started to see some scuttle that the quote, NFL is cooperating with federal investigations on the Packers about match fixing. And it's like this play, prime example. It's one where like Jordan Love gets sacked. It's like, what? Any given Sunday, what are we talking about here? Match fixing?
It's the Facebook fake article.
Yeah, exactly. Because there was, and rightfully so much public money on the Packers.
Yeah.
Right. And not only to win, like in the case of myself, Declan, and several other dummies in the survivor pool, but because I think the line was 6.5 that game, at least might have even been 7.5. Like there would have been plenty of people on that line. Got to give Cleveland credit. That defense is unbelievable.
Man, did you hear the Myles Garrett mic'd up?
Oh, about Chase when he gets past the lineman.
Yeah.
Run, Jordan.
He says, Jordan, run. Yeah. Go back. You can hear the lineman yelling it. So funny. All right, that music means we're done. The classic 23-hour break. We'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. to do it all over again. We'll be previewing Thursday Night Football, recapping the Oilers, and more. So thank you guys for tuning in today. Appreciate it. As always, if you want to go boost our podcast numbers, go give us a download. Apple, Google, Spotify, wherever you get them from. We would greatly appreciate that. Or just go check out the YouTube link and give us a like. We'd appreciate that as well. For Brandon, Josh, and Sam, I'm Connor Halley. We're up next. It is the Lowdown Flow Tide from Into 2, followed by the Jason Greger Show. Right now, Sports 1440 Update brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at willhawkbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Oilers preseason continuing tonight against the Kraken, 7 p.m. at Rogers Place. McDavid, Draisaitl, Bouchard are some of the regulars you will see in tonight's lineup. Other NHL action on tonight as the Panthers head to Carolina to face off against the Hurricanes. The Blue Jackets host the Penguins in Columbus, and the Flames take on the Canucks in Vancouver. The Blue Jays look to hold on to their division lead tonight, taking on the Red Sox, with Max Scherzer on the mound at 5:07. Elsewhere in the majors, the Yankees continuing their series with the White Sox. The Guardians taking on Detroit in a match for the lead in the AL Central, and the Mariners hosting the Rockies. The Pro Football Hall of Fame has announced its 2026 nominees, with Drew Brees and Larry Fitzgerald headlining the group as first-time eligible players. Other notable players in the first year of eligibility include Frank Gore, Shady McCoy, and Phil Rivers. Coming up, it's the Lowdown with Low Tide, and this has been your Sports 1440 update with Sam Wilness.
Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station, broadcasting on